Either one of you got anything you want to start with?
Gio, I'll
Go
let
ahead,
you.
Sam.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you're good.
So there's a lot of talk about the James Harden trade all over the place. Where I would like to start is KP going to Washington.
Okay.
The trade was Spencer Dinwiddie, Davis Bertans for Kristaps Porzingis in the 2022 second-round pick.
Yeah.
That I didn't see it coming. I had no idea KP was even on the trade market.
Yeah, I didn't either. And honestly, personally, I feel like the Mavericks could have got a lot more back for him.
Facts.
And now they have like way too many guards, in my opinion.
It's the Luka show now entirely.
Yeah, he dropped 51 after he got traded.
With that trade, I don't. You think the Wizards win that trade? Like right now?
Right now, yeah.
I think so too. I think the Mavs are done for that.
They could have got so much more, like I said.
Just at least get like a first round pick.
Yeah, but that just shows that they really wanted to get rid of him. Like they just didn't care.
Yeah. Gio, what are your thoughts on the trade?
So we know that Luka and Porzingis were not gelling since last year. They thought, Kristaps was going to get traded at the last trade deadline. So when we thought like they figured it out this year for the most part, if they didn't trade him, then they were going to try to figure it out. Obviously, that didn't happen, and Kristaps wanted to, leave, and Luka wanted him to leave as well. So in order for him to leave, like they just want to get anything possible for him at this point. I don't think they should have got a guard like Dinwiddie. Maybe they should have got like a Kuch, like a Kuzma or something like that, like another big, like to go with Luka. But if you got another guard, who do you have? You got Brunson, you got Timmy Hardaway, you got Luka, and now you got Dinwiddie. I just like Jake said, that's just too many guards on that one team that need the ball. So Davis Bertans was a great pickup, though. That's going to give them exterior shooting when, Luka drives in. He can kick it out to Bertans, and, he's a good three-point shooter. So that was a good pickup.
Yeah, I agree with the Bertans part, but, yeah, it's just too many guards. And who are they going to start at center now? That's my question.
Boban.
I don't think they're going to start Boban, though. They're probably going to start, like, Kleba.
They will start Kleba. I'm just saying, as a fan favorite, I would rather see Boban out there.
Yeah, for sure. He's funny. Funny dude. But
Thanks.
I do want to say that me and Gio called the Harden trade. We're fortune tellers.
Yes. That's true.
And everyone's saying that the Nets won the trade, but personally, I feel like it's good for both teams. They each got rid of toxic situations, if you ask me.
Both teams win, I would say. But that's just initially out because with Brooklyn, with that trade, you have to think now it's not this year championship or bust.
Yeah.
I think because with what they got in that trade, they now have pieces to like put together, get some more like depth, some quality like background players, role players.
Yeah.
To really push them towards like a deeper, more complete team.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like the Nets got better and they got more in return, but I wouldn't say they won the trade. It's a win-win in my opinion.
It is definitely a win-win. Gia?
So for me, it's like who won more, right? Because obviously, like you both said, both teams won because you got rid of toxic situations on both teams, on both sides. But for me, it's got to like maybe a little bit towards the net side, just because you did get Andre Drummond along with Ben Simmons, which Ben Simmons doesn't need to shoot the ball, right, in order to be productive on a team. And since you really didn't have that as great shooters as Kyrie and Kevin Durant on the 76ers, he needed to be more offensively productive, right? So on that team, he doesn't have to be as offensively productive. He can just focus on his defense, passing ability, rebounding. But then also you get the size with Andre Drummond, which they needed that size. So personally, I feel like the Nets did win overall, but it was a win-win scenario.
Yeah, I agree. What changes it for me for the Nets, though, is Seth Curry, not Drummond. Like, the fact they got Curry,
Yes, Steph Curry is great too in the backcourt.
the fact they got
Forgot that he
Curry
was
with
included.
Simmons, that I didn't expect the Sixers to trade Curry.
Right. Plus, with him and Patty Mills, that's a great backcourt.
And they got 2 first-round picks, too. So,
Right.
I mean, they're building for the future.
They've got
Overall,
pieces.
they did win, but yeah.
I mean, if say Simmons comes back soon, I mean, they can still make a push.
For sure.
It's not over.
But right now, James Harden did make the 76ers a better team than I feel like the Nets, just because they can honestly win right now with those two guys.
100%. I mean, it's going to be deadly pick and roll every time.
Right, because Embiid can either run to the basket or he can pop the three. So
Yeah, or if you go to Embiid, you leave Harden for a 3. It's like
a three or a drive to the basket. Either way, you're done.
yeah, it's going to be fun to watch for sure.
It's gonna be weird to see how. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be weird to see how those role players fit with James Harden, like Thibault and Maxey and those guys.
I honestly think Maxey's going to come off the bench just because they're both 2 ball hand dominant players. That's what I think they'll do, at least.
Say you got anything on that?
I think it'll be an exciting team to watch, you know. But the question is, how will they gel together? Embiid and Harden. Joel Embiid. I think the best center Harden's played with was Clint Capella back in Houston in his career. So, and with Capella was not like a demanding guy who wanted the ball all the time. So Harden kind of had the freedom to do whatever he wanted offensively and have Capella as that lob threat. With Joel Embiid, he is a ball-dominant center who scores with the ball in his hands. And I don't know if Harden's going to be exactly happy giving it up to Joel Embiid as much as he didn't have to give it up to like Clint Capella. So gel-wise will determine if it was a truly great trade for them. I
agree. Because I was talking to Gio about this, but when we were talking about it happening, I was like, they're 2 ball dominant players. And Harden's future or past shows that he doesn't like not having the ball. That's why he forced his way out of the Nets and then the Rockets before that. So I don't know.
Well, for me, for the Nets, right, it's more of the game plan. Their plan didn't go what he wanted to or what they talked about when he joined that team, right? Obviously, Kyrie let James Harden become the point guard because he wanted, he didn't care. He wanted James Harden to have the ball and run the offense. So it's more the game plan that didn't happen to me.
Well, I mean, it's not his fault that everyone got hurt, though.
I feel like it's Kyrie. I feel like he's upset that Kyrie wouldn't make the sacrifice for the team in general. He's doing things for Kyrie, not for the Nets. So,
yeah, I could see that. I mean, there wasn't really any more big trades that we didn't talk about. So,
well, what about my second trade? I could have been the fortune teller of this NBA season if that Lakers and Houston trade fell through.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why we set put in the trade deadline. I mean, it's a kind of obvious that we needed moves, but we just didn't do them. I don't understand personally, but I don't know. You guys got thoughts on it?
I think the Lakers should have traded Russ for anything because right now Russ is currently being very slandered upon, even though he's playing very similar to how he played in OKC. But with that, Russ in LA being the third option with higher talent shows he cannot be your third option on a championship trying team. And they should have tried to trade it just for some shooters or something. Like Miles Turner.
Yeah, that I wanted Turner. I wanted Jeremy Grant. Those were the two people that I really wanted.
Here's the trade for me, right? It was Westbrook and John Wall. I know you did not want this as a Lakers fan, but I'm telling you, this happened. I feel like this would have worked out for you guys.
It's
just like the Harden and
I love Wall as a player. It's just the fact that he hasn't played in 2 years that scares me.
But if he has been working on his game behind the scenes, the only upsetting thing for me about that trade was they wanted a first-round pick along with Westbrook for John Wall, where John Wall has a bad contract like you have previously mentioned. It's like it didn't make any sense.
He has a worse contract than Russ. Why would we put a first-round pick in with it? I get why we didn't.
Right. Exactly.
I would have traded the first-round pick because we would have got rid of Russ, but like still.
But for just John Wall, where he has a worse contract, that's not a win scenario for either. Like, it's just pretty much Houston wanted to finesse you guys. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, they should have put in – if they put in Eric Gordon or Christian Wood, we would have done it.
I feel like you guys should have done Russ and THT, and they should have done Wall in a first round for you. Because THT, I feel like, is a first round, sort of pick. Yeah. So
I don't know. Maybe it'll happen in the offseason. I know if we get kicked out in the first or second round, Russ will not be a Laker next year. That's all I know.
I have a feeling you're right about that, and I have a feeling that the whole front office is gone.
Yeah, I don't see Pelinka as a GM next year, and I don't see Vogel as a coach.
John Wall, very underrated in you guys' eyes. That's what I'm saying.
Well, John Wall's underrated in my eyes.
It's not that he's underrated for me. It's just that, one, I haven't seen him play in 2 years, and that just scares me personally because he's injury prone now.
I have got John Wall's back. His entire career, bro. He's been my second favorite point guard behind Chris Paul. Like, I've been saying John Wall is amazing.
John Wall is also a player where he just makes his teammates better, too. So I feel like with the Lakers, that would have just been perfect for you.
Yeah, and he can shoot better than Russ, obviously. And defend better than Russ.
Yeah.
So, if it comes down to it and we can't get anyone else for us, then eventually we're just going to have to do it.
I just didn't think it made sense for you guys to get rid of a first-round pick along with Russ for John Wall. That's just
honestly,
if it was a player swap, perfect. Or even a second-round pick, but a first-round, that's too much.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I don't feel like Russ would even stay at the Rockets. I think he'd force his way out and say, I'm not playing. Because I don't think he wants to be back.
Because of what happened
and they're not winning, so why would he want to be there? He wants to win.
Plus, you also got, Casey – or not Casey. You got Kevin Porter Jr. and you got Jalen Green.
Yeah, so –
right. As your backcourt. Makes zero sense.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like if the Rockets even did that trade, they would probably, buy him out or something.
They would have done something.
Yeah. Not a buyout because Russ is worthy, but they would have flipped it for another trade.
John Wall used to be a top 3 point guard back in his day before pre-injuries.
John Wall used to be the best point guard in my opinion. With how clutch he was, on the Wizards. Like, you can't beat John Wall. The speed he had, the finishing he had, and then the playmaking he had was, insane. So,
yeah, John Wall, he was fun to watch when he wasn't hurt. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of Derrick Rose, how he got hurt and then had to sit out for years.
Yeah, but this is a different scenario. It's not like he's given a chance to play in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
He was, but he wasn't going to start, and he didn't want that.
Exactly.
But, I think he's going to be a free agent this year, isn't he?
he could be, and that's when you guys should sign him.
Yeah, because like I said, Russ is gonna not be a Laker next year if everything goes as planned as it has.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, there's still 20-something games left. It's a lot of ball.
Mhm.
And Russ usually turns it up in the second half of the season. So,
It's a big gamble for you guys.
yeah. But, I mean, like Rob Pelinka said, that they didn't have a deal that they wanted, like that they felt would make the team better. So why pull the trigger?
Exactly. You guys felt like, the risk of having Russ do what he's been doing in the past of the second half of the season is, better than, just trading him for nothing. So
Yeah. And
I
honestly,
understand
like,
that.
I was thinking about it, like just have a players only meeting or just the big three just meet and say like what you have to do better and then do it.
I think they do. I just also feel like it's the pressure on Russ. Now maybe the pressure's gone since the trade deadline's gone. So
Yeah, because Vogel did say yesterday that there was a great energy at practice after the trade deadline. So I mean, we'll see.
well, yeah, they thought, look, the manager was gonna just destroy the whole team and blow it up like he did with the 2018 Cavs. So
Hey, I'm surprised he didn't. I'm gonna be honest.
him and AD wanted trades, but Pelinka didn't want the trades to happen. So
Yeah, Palinka didn't give them say.
that's what I've heard on some sources.
What I read is that Palinka didn't give them say. Like they didn't sign off on not doing anything.
Right, they wanted trades to happen, and Pelinka,
Yeah,
obviously has the last say in it because, so.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they're gonna have to work with what they got.
The Lakers should have traded for Bobo. Orlando got to steal of draft deadline or trade deadline. Bobo's gonna be a star. Give him the opportunity, and he can back out Mo Bamba. Boy, gonna be nice now.
I don't think he's gonna play much. If I'm being honest, though.
No, that's why he should get sent to Miami.
You guys wouldn't play him either.
Oh no, he would get a good playing time in Miami. We'd make him a star.
Yes,
He would average
Spo
15.
would have made him.
No, honestly, I'm just surprised that he hasn't
go ahead,
got a lot of playing time. To be honest, like he was supposed to be so good, and now I don't know what happened.
Hopefully now that he's not in Denver anymore, he can get more opportunity because Denver's a deep team.
And you have Jokic, so you don't play anybody.
Yeah, like you're not gonna take the best player in the best center in the league and just sit him out for Bobo for like 15 minutes in the game.
What do you think is the Bobo for a second round?
Yes, sir.
Dang, that's all Orlando gave up.
Orlando traded a second round pick for Bobo, PJ Dozier, and a future second round pick with cash considerations.
That's not bad.
No,
I mean, they're rebuilding anyway, so might as well.
might as well take the chance.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, Bobo doesn't really pan out. And all you gave up was a second round pick.
And I mean, PJ Dozier's not bad at all.
No.
What were you gonna say, Gio?
I was gonna ask you guys, what do you think was like the sneakiest trade at the deadline?
So in my opinion, I think it's gonna be the CJ McCollum to the Pelicans trade because they could still make the playoffs, and I feel like CJ could keep them there in the play-in at least. And if Zion comes back, they could move up.
So, what are your thoughts on like what do you think is the sneakiest trade of the season?
I would have to say Milwaukee, the 3-team trade. Bringing in Serge Ibaka.
To get Serge?
Yeah. I think that could be a big piece because then you can sit Giannis a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can sit Well, Brook Lopez hasn't even really been playing, right?
Now he's hurt, back
No,
injury.
he's been out the entire season just about.
Yeah. So it just gives them another piece to throw next to Giannis. Ibaka's not the best three-point shooter, but he can hit middies with ease. He's a decent shot blocker at his current age. So I think that would be a sneaky little nice addition to that Bucks team.
Yeah, I forgot about that trade, dude. Getting Serge, bro, that's like the cherry on top for that team.
Yep.
Like, I saw that, I was like, oh, wow. They just got even better. Because Serge can score, he can rebound, and he can defend. Like,
yep. The only downside is giving up Dante. I feel like that was like the bad part of it. But even then, they're still a very good team.
And they still got great talent. So.
Yeah.
I mean, Dante wasn't even performing that well this season, if you think about it.
No.
But what do you think is the sneakiest trade, Gio?
For me, it would have to be the Surge one, or it's gonna be the trade between Charlotte and Washington to get Trez out of Washington. Just because Trez has so much energy to bring, and I feel like he's gonna be a good fit with LaMelo.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of those. I forgot about the Trez one too.
Because that's going to be great for their playoff push when, it comes down to it.
Yeah. I mean, they're 29 and 28 right now, which is kind of shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Trez will give them the energy and the hustle that they need.
Right. I feel like LaMelo can get you to the playoffs, but you need another piece to get you through the playoffs along with LaMelo. So.
Right. And
that's that piece.
With Hayward out, that's kind of tough.
Right.
They didn't even have to give up a lot in that trade either, so I agree it's a sneaky good trade, but they really did not have to give up much for Montrez, who was a Sixth Man of the Year candidate a few years ago. So I think
he was Sixth Man 2 years ago, actually.
2 years ago. Like,
yeah, he was actually the Sixth Man, not like
Oh wait, he won that award?
Yeah, he was. He won it before he went to the Lakers.
Dang. So if they can get close to that, they're gonna be nice. The East got better this trade deadline.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, most of the trades went to the East, if we're being honest.
Yep.
I just feel bad for Marvin Bagley going to the Pistons. He went from the Kings to a worse team, and then DiVincenzo went from a championship team to the Kings.
Yep.
Like, that's
at least now though, like with that though, I feel like Detroit's got something in mind. Now they could have like a nice little young duo of Cade Cunningham and now he's slipping my mind.
Bagley.
Yeah. Now we can have Bagley and Cade Cunningham as like a nice little young duo. Bagley hasn't shown the most yet.
No.
But with the right point guard like Cade, he can potentially make him a better player.
I'm not even going to blame the point guard. Like, I'm going to blame the coach. Like, Luke Walton didn't use him at all.
No.
And
Luke Walton's terrible with him.
Yeah, Luke Walton's just a bad coach, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah.
And once Alvin Gentry came in... Huh?
I was just going to say Luke Walton's still their best coach in history. So
yeah, that tells you something. And once Alvin Gentry came in, he started using Bagley, and Bagley started putting up like 15.
Bagley was looking nice. Like,
he just needs the right system and the right coach. That's pretty much it.
Facts.
You got anything you want to say, Gio?
I was just going to say, since you were talking about the Kings' history, man, it's like at least Bagley got out of there before he, left his prime in his career. Like, you had all these other amazing players on the Kings, like Jason Williams, White Chocolate. You had Vlade Divac. And then you also had Boogie Cousins during his prime. Like, man, he was one of the elite bigs when he was in his prime on the Kings. So, thank goodness he's out of there. Bagley's out of there. All we need next is for Darren Fox to get out of there, and we're good.
Yeah, facts. I was about to say, Fox got to get out of there, else he's never going to win.
Right. Or see his full potential, because I really feel like there's a high ceiling for him. So
Yeah, that's why I'm like trading Halliburton was stupid of them, but like good for him getting out of there.
exactly. Now he gets to actually rebuild to possibly a franchise that wants to win. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Pacers are rebuilding this year, but in the years to come, they could be good.
right.
Oh, also the Cavs getting Karis LeVert, that was a big one.
That was a big one, but also Rondo, man. He won us. Him and LeVert both won us that game the other night against the Pacers.
Yeah.
So, props to the Cavs actually becoming a good franchise without LeBron James, being top of the East, without LeBron James, a generational player. You have just a great culture there now, so I love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, Darius Garland's been balling.
He was a great pick for us.
That's the thing. Like, when Sexton comes back, do you think he's going to do this?
When Sexton gets back, I hope we keep him. But since we have LeVert, I honestly don't know if we're going to keep Sexton. Because we got to pay him his max contract at the end of this year.
Oh, you do?
So, well, yeah, he's going to be a free agent. And we said we were planning on giving him a max contract. But now since we have LeVert and Jared Allen, those two are pretty much the wonder twins. When you have both of them combined, it's unstoppable. So
Yeah, I honestly think you guys are gonna start Sexton and Garland though. I don't know, and then start LeVert at the small forward,
that would be a good start. Yeah, I like
and
that.
then Love at power forward and Allen at center.
Mm-hmm. I would honestly have, Evan Mobley at the 4, and have Jared at the 5. Have Love come off the bench along with, maybe Rondo.
Yeah, I forgot about Mobley. That's my bad.
Rookie of the year, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be. He's been insane. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how Garland's going to do with Sexton back. Because once Sexton went out, that's when Garland went up.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, because Sexton has trade value. Like, you could look to trade
him. Right, but is he – I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. So
yes, I'm saying, like, you could do a sign and trade.
We could do a sign and trade, but at the same time, I feel like – I don't know. We would just let him walk.
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, either way, you're either going to get rid of cap space or just get something in return.
Exactly.
So, either way, I feel like it's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Say, you have anything else with the NBA you want to cover before we go to the Super Bowl predictions?
I could talk about Miami, but I feel like the Super Bowl would be a better topic to discuss.
Hey, we got some time. Talk about Miami. Hype them up. Let's go.
They traded KZ for a second-round pick. I like that. KZ didn't have a big role in Miami. So we'll take the asset of second-round pick, use that later on to bring in Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar in Miami.
That would be nasty.
I don't see it happening, but sure, go ahead.
No, it's gonna happen. Duncan Robinson, Dwayne Dedman, Kyle Lowry, Dame Dollar. Boom.
It's not gonna happen, bro. All right, keep going.
You said keep going?
Yeah, keep hyping them up.
They're the one team in the East right now. They're not slow enough. The East got better, but you want to know who stays on top? Miami. Miami's the best team in the entire league.
That's
false.
But
But
I got
wait
them
till
at
the
number
end.
2 right now. Go ahead.
they are one of the top teams in the league. I will give you that.
It's fine. By the end of the season, when Miami's holding that trophy, I can say at trade deadline, I said they were the best team.
You remember in 2020 when you said they were going to
Yeah,
win?
we can look at back. Back on tape.
Don't worry, history won't repeat itself this time.
We'll see. But you guys could definitely make a deep run. I wouldn't be surprised if you do.
Facts. But who are your picks for the Super Bowl?
Gio, I'll let you go first.
So for some reason, I want Stafford to get a Super Bowl ring, once in his career. But it's going to be tough because you got LA's defense against the firepower and the Bengals offense, right? And then you have the tight end who got hurt for the Rams. So I'm leaning more towards if the defense plays as good as they did against Kansas City, I got the Bengals.
I agree. I also have the Bengals just because they're the underdog story. They love being underdogs, and that alone, I feel like is going to push them over the edge.
But LA is home, so that would be amazing to see them win a Super Bowl.
I mean,
at their own place. So
I'm happy with either one winning. I want Stafford to win a ring, and it would be cool to see the Bengals win too.
right, because it's their third Super Bowl appearance ever. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a toss up to me, but
I agree.
I don't know. Home advantage to the Bengals team. It's gonna be tough. You know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go Rams. Just because of the defense and they're home. So yeah, that's who I'm picking. The Rams.
What it comes down to for me is the O-line. If the O-line can contain the Rams defensive line, the Bengals win. If they can't, the Rams win.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they can with Donald and Von Miller, and then you got Ramsey playing. Again, man, that's a tough defense.
Yeah, I don't think they can either. But if they can stop two of the three, they give themselves a chance.
Right.
But what you got, Saya?
This is the first Super Bowl in a very long time that I can sit back and just enjoy it without actively cheering against a team or a person, also known as Tom Brady. It's the first time I can sit back, enjoy the Super Bowl, just have fun with it. My pick to win is the Rams. But like y'all said, the Bengals do have a very good shot to do it. They shut down a top offense in Kansas City last week, 2 weeks ago. And then the only thing that would give the Rams the upper hand is what you two also said, the O-line of the Bengals. Against Kansas City, Joe Burrow was getting a little messed up, and Kansas City's defense isn't even top tier like the LA Rams. So with that defense and the lackluster O-line, I think it's going to be a very long night for Joe Burrow.
But I mean,
and then also the home field advantage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like
Joe.
just the energy of that team, is a booster.
And we do say like Burrow was getting sacked like crazy, but that was just in the first half. So and the Bengals defense was playing awful in the first half too. So if they can play like they did in the second half, they'll have a great chance. It's just they're gonna have to play for a full 48 minutes or whatever it is.
If it's a close game,
60,
if the game's close,
no, go ahead. I just said full 60, not full 48. Yeah, if the game's close, what's up?
If the game's close, I think the Bengals take it. That's the only way I play. But if I can also see the Rams coming out and just blowing them out of the water, like the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl a couple years back. It could be something like that where they just get blown out.
Or the Panthers-Broncos Super Bowl.
Or Panthers-Broncos. It could be something like that too. But
it's going to be an offensive. I mean, it's going to be an offensive game because both offenses are nasty.
Jamar Chase is going to have a long night too.
Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey said, "I'm shadowing that boy."
I mean, he's going to get open. He's going to get catches, but it's not going to be the effect that it was all season.
Yeah, no. He's going to play more of a decoy role, I think.
Yeah, facts. Because Jalen's the best corner in the league, in my opinion.
I'd say second.
Either way, it's top two.
Yeah, Xavier Howard's the best in the league, but
What's up, Gio? Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say for halftime predictions, right?
Mhm.
So do you think who do you think is gonna be up halftime? And then obviously you say the Bengals are gonna win. So do you think the Bengals are gonna be up at halftime too?
No, I think they're going to be down at half. They always turn it off and turn it up in the second half. I think it's going to be a close game at half, like a 21-14 or 28-21 type thing.
Mhm.
What do you got, Gio?
And say what's your prediction?
I think it's going to be 17-7 Rams at the end of the first half.
Go ahead, Gio.
For me, I honestly think it's gonna be it may possibly like a 7-21 or 14-21 Bengals at halftime. And I feel like the energy of the crowd's going to give LA, a booster in the second half, and they're going to, dominate the second half.
I could see that because they almost lost to the 49ers, but then the crowd really got them back into it.
Right, that's what made me think of it. So
yeah, I can definitely see that. But that's all the time we got for today. So thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in on another episode. It was a very special episode because, we were talking about trade deadline and Super Bowl. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.